It's The Rock We Live On with Mo and Craig.
Now we're getting started. Cheers.
Appreciate it. Here we go. Episode 14.
Episode 14.
We're feeling like being a little lighter, not so heavy.
Yeah.
There is some heavy topics we could go crazy on right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't even check with you to see if you're kind of feeling passionate about any of this stuff. Some of the things in my book I could be happy about.
Yeah. Same.
There's been some controversial things happening, and I didn't know where you stand on those, but we don't have to talk about it, or we can.
I mean, I know the last couple of times I had gotten really passionate about some things and got a little loud and said some, I just felt like maybe we do a lighthearted one, but that doesn't mean we won't come back. We can still come back to the heavier stuff.
We can come back hard on some of the things.
Yeah, for sure. But I figured maybe we just tell a couple stories this time, and that'll be a common theme, you guys. Every now and again, it'll just be an episode of us kind of just shooting the shit, telling some stories from the past, and some crazy stuff that you might find funny about our lives.
I listened to one of the recent episodes of Joe Rogan, and him and his guests sat and talked about their dogs for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I don't care about their dogs. And I'm like, this is uninteresting. I'm like, man, this makes my podcast look really cool because we can talk about something that's interesting. I'm not going to tell you about my dog for 45 minutes. And
some people would want to hear
how
that.
I rub its belly in the morning and all that. Come on.
Some people want to hear that. Some people definitely want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that.
But I figured I would start us off with an old story from my college days.
Which is not that long ago, really.
20 years.
Okay.
It was 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
I'm 38 now, so I went to college. I started college 20 years ago.
Wow.
I didn't finish college, but I started it.
I started for a minute and I never finished, so don't feel bad.
But I don't feel as bad. I mean, I feel like I've done all right.
Yeah.
I've done all right since then. But I wanted to share a story that I thought was hilarious. Now I can't say any names on this because, well, one, I don't remember some of the people's names because these aren't people I stayed in touch with a lot. But one of the people that is involved in the story, I'm actually friends with on Facebook still.
Yeah.
I see her posts pop up here and there. So I'm not going to say any names, but so this is the story all about how my life got
Here he goes.
About how my friends and I orchestrated an MMA style fight between two roommates.
Nice.
Okay.
And what else would you do in college?
That was a pretty normal thing. And here's the kicker. We were in community college. We
You don't even make it to the big leagues.
didn't even make it to the big
JUCO.
leagues. Dude, I could the way that I lived life in college at a community college, I never would have made it had I gone to like a real university.
It would have been too much to handle.
Too much. So anyway, a little backstory to lead up to it. This neighbor moved in after we had already been there at our apartment. So we were in apartments. We weren't in dorms.
Yeah.
We were in apartments. And the crazy thing was in this town, the college was one of the only, there's a college there. There's a few factories and stuff that are big reasons for a bunch of people being there.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was, though, a lot of the apartments would not rent to you if it was just students on the lease. There had to be someone who didn't go to the college, which was weird because y'all didn't have dorms because it's a community college.
Right.
So we had no choice but to live in apartments or houses.
It has to do with damage and like holding somebody responsible, or not everybody's going to take off once the semester ends. I mean, they must have had experiences that caused that.
Probably. So anyway, we're living there. And my thing was when I went to college, I took a couple buddies from home with me. I didn't want to. So
not going alone.
My best friend, and then one of my other best friends, we all moved there, and then I was trying out for the basketball team, and so the basketball coach actually helped get a lot of the guys who were there for basketball get placed in their apartments. So we were very thankful for that.
Cool.
He really looked out. Like all the guys that were there for basketball, he helped us all get places to
that's
live
awesome.
and arrangements with roommates and stuff. Luckily, I came with 2 roommates. So then we only had one extra guy come in, and he just became a part of the crew. You know, he was from Memphis, boy Tay. But anyway, so we're living in these apartments, you know, and we're college guys. And one of our guys, the one that wasn't on the lease, Tyrone, he actually was in college, but he didn't go to that college.
Oh,
He went to
okay.
college about 30 minutes away.
Okay.
So technically, he was the person on the lease that wasn't at that school.
I see.
That's
So
how
that's
we got
how you
away
get
with
around with it.
Yeah, that's how we got around it. So we're living there, you know, doing our college life, whatever. Eventually, and there's more stories I'll share from college because there's a bunch of them. Even though I was only there for 2 years, there's a bunch of them. But eventually, this girl moves in next door. Okay, now,
the
and
girl
it
next
was a white woman. It was a white girl.
Okay.
And now, obviously, I had experiences with white people all my life.
Oh, yeah.
However, you know, this was my first time. This was our first time like living on our own and having to worry about a neighbor and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we like to party.
Or to like behave because of neighbors. Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
like
like-
apartment etiquette.
Yeah. Not being loud. We were super loud. We were partying, smoking weed in the apartment, drinking, playing video games, like loud music.
Yeah.
So one night, this girl, she was only in there. She's only a few days into living next to us. She comes over, knocks on the door, and asks us if we could keep it down, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then we're like, oh, shit, sorry. We weren't thinking about that, you know. And then I was like, oh, man, we gotta chill out. That's a white woman next door. And for those of you that are going to get offended here, I'm going to be honest. The honest nature of growing up as a black, especially as a black man, is we are, I'm not going to say taught to be fearful of white women, but to be cautious. At least, especially getting involved with them romantically, stuff like that, because it was just a thing that you had to know it is possible. Now, it could happen to any man. Let's be real. It could happen to any man, but some white women's fathers aren't very fond of them dating black dudes and stuff. So we were told to be cautious of messing around with white women and stuff, because if their dad found out or uncles or something, they might say that you SA'd them.
So it has to be the just exact right situation, and you need to check everything before you get too deep.
Yeah,
Because
for
you
sure.
may never know what their ulterior motives are,
And-
or even if they're cool, their family may not be, and
Yes.
you could be running into trouble.
And you grow out of that, but as you're a
Yeah.
very young black man, it is a fear still.
Yeah.
Now in my 30s, I talk to white women all the time, but you know, again, I was 18.
Is there any fear, like with a neighbor, that they're going to call the police and accuse you of something just to get you in trouble because they don't like you living there?
Yes,
That happens too.
yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
And again, that could happen to anybody, but I think you would have to be a little bit more on your toes than.
And we were,
Yeah.
right? Especially because now she's complained to us about our volume and asked us to keep it down and everything. So we're like, oh shit, okay. Then a couple days went by. She actually came back and apologized.
Oh, cool.
And was like, hey, I'm sorry, I was, being a whatever. Karen wasn't a word back then,
Right.
But she was like,
she
I'm,
was being that person.
yeah, I feel bad for telling you guys to keep it down, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh, no, it's good. We appreciate you or whatever. And eventually, she actually started hanging out with us. Her and she ended up, we'd have drinks and have get-togethers.
Oh, there
and,
you go.
You know what I mean? So, she actually was I can't speak for my best friend, but I'm not going to go super into detail on this because I don't want a lot of people to hear this part. But let's just say there were some experiences had with this young lady that were a first for me.
Many of you, or just you?
And just me. Well, it was just me and my brother or my best friend. But
don't.
and I was worried about that too after that first experience.
Right.
I was like on edge for a couple of
could get
days. I'm
weird.
like,
Yeah.
oh God, are the cops going to show up? And she said we, did this to her or whatever. And that didn't happen. So I was like, oh,
She's
okay.
cool.
She's cool. You know what I mean? But anyway, she ends up getting a roommate. And then they have like some other friends come over, and so now they're a party apartment just like we are, except it's just mostly girls over there, it's mostly guys over here.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I'll never forget either. They were the first women I ever saw like snort pills, like crush them up and snort them.
Yeah.
Because there was 2 white girls and there was a mixed girl that used to go over there with them all the time. They were like the 3 amigos. And so we would go over there with some drinks, smoking some weed or whatever, and they like crush up some.
So you had seen people do it before, just not women.
No, I had never seen.
You just said never seen women that did that.
Well,
so.
yeah, I don't think in high school maybe I did. I can't.
Okay.
I know
So
some
you
people
were
that took pills.
I see.
In high school, but I didn't know any. I
So
never
you were
seen anybody
experiencing like partying at a new level
Yeah.
that you hadn't experienced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like what we're
And they
listening
knew
to-
what they were doing. So
Oh, yeah. I mean, they would take a bowl and so this is, I used to do this with Smarties, actually, the candy Smarties.
Yeah.
I would put them in a bowl and crush them up with a spoon and then like eat all the dust. They did the same thing, but with pills and then
Okay.
snorted them.
Yeah.
I was
It
like,
gets in your system.
oh, wow, that's
faster.
crazy. But anyway, so at some point, the girl who originally lived there, the one that was originally our neighbor, and the roommate, they had some disagreements. And they were having some issues with each other. And so they were telling us about them separately, obviously. And it was myself, my best friend, the couple of us that actually lived there. And there were some other dudes that, would just be hanging around with us. A couple of them actually from our own town, from our same hometown. We just happened to connect there and be like, oh, y'all from here too? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Let's be friends, But anyway, they're having these issues. They're telling us about them separately.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, shit, sounds like you guys need to figure this out if you're going to stay roommates.
Right.
So one of us, I don't know which one of us had the idea, but one of us had the bright idea that the girls should have a fight, a fist fight, to to smooth over their roommate issues.
Solve it like men.
But but we were like, okay, y'all, we're not, you shouldn't fight like out in the parking lot or out in the field or something. We need to keep this enclosed. So we convinced them to let us move the furniture around in their apartment so that we could open up a big space in their living room.
Nice.
So that they could have a fight.
Clear the ring.
In their own living room. And they somehow agreed. And
Wow.
so
They're like, hell yeah, I'm into it.
the day came, like we planned it out.
Oh,
and
it was
everything.
going to be a day and time, and we're prepared.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
went
it was
into
like a couple
training
days later.
Rocky and Apollo.
Yes. It was like a couple days later, and they were like, fine, we'll do it, And so we go in there, me and a couple of other guys, and it's the 2 of them and their other homegirl that hangs out with them and maybe 2 other girls, I don't know. And we push all the furniture back against the walls. Everything. Clear out a big old circle in their living room. And we're like, all right, you guys, we're talking to them like a referee would at the beginning of a fight. They were like,
You guys are so excited.
Oh, this
Looking
was
for it.
hilarious.
It's going to be a big fight. You can't wait.
This was like right around the time that camera phones became a thing.
Oh,
so
okay.
there wasn't any like video of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing was, they were definitely 2 weight classes, right? The original girl that moved in was, a heavier girl, and then the other girl was pretty small. She was kind of slender.
Oh, my.
But whatever, that didn't matter at this
Yes,
point.
it does.
So we're like, okay, you guys, we're gonna do 3 rounds, and each round's gonna be so and so long or whatever. And they're like, okay, but we don't have any like boxing gloves. We don't.
That's what I was saying.
No,
it was bare knuckle.
It was bare knuckle.
Just
it was
go
bare knuckle.
at it, rip each other apart.
And so we're like, and after this, you guys are, this finishes your roommate
Right.
issues. Like y'all are cool. After
Win or
this.
lose, it's done.
It's done. Yeah,
Leaving it all out here.
So they're, we're hyping them up. Like we're like, yeah, you got to go get her. Like some of us are on one side of the room with the one girl, the others are on the other side of the room with the other girl. Like, yeah, you got to get out there. Da, da, da. So then we tell them to start. Go. And they start wailing on each other. I mean, they're just going at it, pulling hair, kicking, punching, falling on the floor and stuff. And we go. I think it was like 30 seconds each round or something. So we counted the 30 seconds, and then we like break it up and bring them back to the corner and like give them motivational speech. Like, hey, look, she was catching you pretty good. Like, you got to cover up if you're gonna go out there. And we're talking to them like real, like this is a real MMA.
So
fight.
were they like boxing? I know
They
there's
were
all different
doing-
styles, just anything.
they were just
free for
whatever-
all.
yes,
but
this
was it like hair pulling and trying to yank them down?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
This was-
girl fights,
they went-
pull.
They went all out.
Oh,
They went
okay.
all out. There was, because none of us. Well, I grew up. My dad was a professional boxer, so I could have potentially,
Give them some tips or some.
made it a little more professional.
Yeah.
if we wanted to, but
With some
that wasn't
rules?
the point of it.
No
we just
rules,
wanted to see
yeah.
them fight. You know,
You
what I
were
mean?
hoping clothes were going to come off, is what you guys were
I
hoping.
did a little bit back then, but and then obviously they're both white girls, so like they're beat red in between rounds, breathing hard, and neither of them is. I don't know that either of them had ever been in a fight before in their lives. It didn't look like it.
Yeah.
So they went all 3 rounds, like 30 seconds each round, just wailing on each other, beating the crap out of each other, and then in between rounds we're talking and motivating them and stuff, and then after it's over. They're both red. Somebody's lip might have been bleeding or something like that. And then we just had them shake hands and we moved all their furniture back and then we partied hard as shit. And
Was there like black eyes, swollen, fat lips?
probably, yeah.
No blood.
There was probably a little bit of lip bleeding and maybe a black eye or two.
Wow.
Maybe
So
a
there
knot.
were some shots.
Oh yeah. No, they went at it. And then it was just over.
But they got it all out of their
They
system.
got it out of their
and
system.
they got it passed.
Yeah.
And now they're probably best friends to this day.
That I don't know. I'm friends with one of them. The girl who originally moved in there. I'm actually, like I said, friends with her on Facebook. I don't know. I can't remember what the other girl looks like, so I couldn't tell you if she's in any of her pictures or anything. I remember the other girl's name. I believe just her first name.
Yeah.
But that was a wild. And then afterwards, I'm like, why did we do that? Like, what was we just wanted to be entertained.
Yeah.
So
it was just an idea.
which they needed a way.
Nothing to do
they
on a
needed
Saturday.
Nothing to do. And none of us were old enough to go to the bars like that, So what else do you do? But they needed a way to resolve their roommate issue. And we helped them find a way to resolve that roommate issue with a fight in their own living room. The furniture moved.
What a great way to bond roommates.
Yeah.
As
So
long
I felt
as-
like that was.
As long as it worked.
I wish there had been videos and pictures of that now, but that was just that was a
yeah.
time. That
Do
was
it
back
now
in the
and
day
there'd
when
be 20 video
Oh, yeah.
cameras, different angles. You could
Yeah.
put together a whole feature on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, but in those days, that's just not what we had.
I told you that I'm going on vacation in a couple of days.
Yeah.
And my wife and I have been trying to lose a little weight. You always want to look good when you go on vacation, especially you're going to a beach. You're going to get in your bikinis, bathing suits, banana hammocks or whatever you got to wear. And so we've been trying to lose weight. And every time I think about weight loss, I have a history of being overweight. Mm-hmm. My whole life. Since I'm 5 years old, I'm a foot taller than everybody. Easily outweigh most kids. Probably most of my life, I outweighed the kids in my class by 100 pounds.
Jeez.
Yeah, always. My entire life. I was 6'3", and I hit that probably 12, 13 years old. So I've been big my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, and I stopped growing, somewhere at 15, 16. But I 265 in high school.
Jeez.
And so if you could think about leading up to that. So go back to, I'm like 10, let's say 10 years old, 9, 10. My parents, we used to love going out to dinner because, I love to eat.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
yeah.
And that's my problem is I like the taste of food. I just want to taste
Me
it. I don't
too.
need it in my stomach. I just want to taste it. I want to taste everything. So that's one of my problems. And my parents also raised me with like eating disorders. We can get into that one day because, they were from the South and they were poor. So you ate everything you were given because you don't know what's coming next.
Yep.
But I wasn't raised poor. we lived a nice, moderate, middle income family, and we always had plenty. So we weren't poor. I didn't need to eat everything like it was my last meal, but I was taught to do that because that was their practice. So anyway, turned out to be a big eater, and that's been one of my problems now trying to lose weight. The mental aspect of how much you need to eat has been really difficult to get past.
Yes.
So we would go to this restaurant. It was called the Big Yellow House.
Okay.
One of my favorite places. And it was literally a big yellow house, looked like a 2-story house. And you walk in to the front, like the foyer of the house, and that's where the receptionist would be, and everybody would sit in there and wait to be seated. And then you go up into the various rooms. There's a living room. All the rooms are decorated like a library, a den, not maybe a bedroom, but they have tables in each one. And so it's a 2-story house, and there's rooms all over the place. So their thing is they serve chicken steak and chocolate cake. And it's family style.
Okay.
So all you can eat, they bring plates to your table of fried chicken, steak, sides like mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, vegetables, rolls, and at the end of the meal, they bring you your very own chocolate cake for the table to share, a little small one.
That sounds pretty damn good.
It was really good. It's like we have some of them here. There's some places that serve like family style or where you share at the table. They may be sitting with people that you don't know. I think in this one you sit with people that you know. Monell's, if you're familiar with Monell's in Nashville, they do that. You actually sit with people you don't know.
I've done that at a hibachi place.
And you share plates with everybody. Yeah, like
what?
Sit at a hibachi. Yeah, they give you a whole pile of fried chicken. You pass it around. Take what you want. Everybody gets some.
Really?
And steak and everything. Yeah.
I've never been to a place like that.
They do that here in Nashville.
Oh.
Anyway, so that's the premise of this restaurant. It's like family style food, all you can eat. They'll keep bringing you chicken as long as you want it or whatever you want, and you sit there and eat. Till you can't walk out of the place, and it's fantastic. And it was one of my favorite places, except for one thing, they charge you on the way out, and adults one price. I back then it was like it was like $12 or $13 for a buffet basically. And you were saying you went to a buffet recently. It's probably a flat rate. Now it's like $35 for a flat rate.
$40 for me and my kid.
Yeah. So $20 per person, all you can eat or something like that. So it was like that. But they had a special for kids. Kids, they would charge a penny a pound. And they had this massive scale in that foyer where everybody would wait. The old time, like carnival kind of scale, like guess your weight kind of scale. And it has this giant clock face weight thing on it on the top, and a big platform that you stand on.
And it had like the weight would come up across
big number. It would have like a dial with the big numbers, like old timey numbers, And I would beg my mom, please just play the flat rate. Pay. I can't even get my words out. Pay what everybody else pays.
Yeah.
Just pay the flat rate. Don't make me get on that scale.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole bunch of people there, and they're going to watch me get on a scale in front of them.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh hell no, penny pound. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Like $12 for you, but you get on that scale. What are you going to be? Like $1.80?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. That's a big savings." She's like, you see how much you just ate? I'm getting a bargain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please don't make me get on the scale. Please. I'm like begging. So humiliation is coming.
I'm sorry for laughing at your pain and laughing at your trauma.
That's exactly
I can imagine.
To this point, I'm 60 years old, and I remember this like it happened yesterday.
I would have been so fucking embarrassed.
So yeah, hey, go ahead, get on the scale. Everybody starts talking on my way up. They're like, look, the fat kid's going to get on the scale. Check it out. Let's see where he's topping out. They can't wait to see me. And all the other kids are like my age. And they're like...
And back in those days, because I know, and I'm younger than you, teasing was, it was what it was.
No,
there was
I'm Gen X. There was
no don't think about their mental health and none of that shit.
Straight
You were getting roasted.
It started before I got there, and you could hear the whispers and the people snickering and looking at me and pointing. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, let's just get it over with. And I'd get on the scale, and then of course they'd like announce it, the receptionist, we were like, woo, only 180 pounds. And they're like, oh my God, what is he, like 8 years old, 10 years old? And my mom's like, hell yeah, $1.80, bargain, we're out of here. And I'm like, oh my God, and they're like laughing and just absolutely traumatized me. And my mom doesn't remember any of this. She remembers the restaurant. Oh yeah. She's like, oh yeah, I remember the big yellow house. I'm right. You remember me getting on the scale? She goes, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm like, oh my
that's
God.
hilarious.
It was one of like the most traumatizing things
Just like
in my life.
the person who causes the trauma never remembers.
She had no idea.
I didn't do that.
No idea. And we've even talked to her about, teaching me to be a big eater and giving me an eating disorder. She's like, hey, sorry, my bad. We were just doing the best we could. We didn't know. Teaching you what we knew. That's the way we grew up.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, the big yellow house will forever. I actually would love to go eat there again and that kind of food.
Does it still exist? Have you looked it up?
I think it does. I looked it up because it was a chain.
Okay.
And I think there's a few left. But
was
not
this
a lot.
in your time in California or Arizona?
Yeah, Southern California.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
man.
there were a few of them around. And if you look it up, you can see a picture of the big yellow house. It's like a yellow and with white trim. It almost looks like a dollhouse kind of thing.
Dude.
So a beautiful house, great food. Traumatizing trying to get out of there, and then you just want to run when you leave.
Oh God, yeah,
because
you're
nobody
so
knows
gross.
your weight. 'Cause that's the other thing is I'm big, so I carry more weight than you would think.
Yeah.
People would try to guess my weight, and they always think lower than I actually am.
Yeah.
But when I get on the scale, there's no hiding it.
Yeah, you know what? And I feel that because I know how fat I am, and I tell people how fat I am.
Right, and they don't believe
And they're
it.
like, nah, dude,
No,
you're
hell
not
no,
that big.
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, listen to me.
right.
I am fat. You've only seen me with clothes on, one, and you've not been there when I step
Right,
on the scale.
right.
Like, I appreciate you being like, oh, you're not big, you're just whatever. I appreciate that. I do. I thank you all for, trying to give me the confidence. But I'm fat. And I know it. You know what I mean? Like, I know it.
Yeah.
When I'm going upstairs, I know it. When I step on the scale, I know it.
What's funny is I always wanted to do like a stand-up comedy act. I had one in my mind,
I
and
thought about
that
doing that
story
too.
right there, I think would kind of kill. I mean, it made you laugh.
Dude, that would be amazing. Doing that. As
People who
stand-up.
understood the humility of being bullied back in those days, Gen
Yeah.
X, like they would understand that. But one of the things, my premise on my comedy was that I believe there's three kinds of people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There are fat people. There are people who think they're fat, and there's people that don't know they're fat. And you and I, we're fat people.
We're fat people.
We know
Yeah.
we're fat.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us we're fat.
Nope.
We got it.
I'm
You don't
gonna
have
tell
to
you,
say,
actually, yeah.
call me names. I got it. It's fine.
And you don't have to,
No.
try to make me feel better about
No.
it. Like, hey, don't talk about yourself like that. Well,
Right.
fuck, it's true.
Right.
I wouldn't say something about myself that's not true. Self-deprecation, yeah, it's
okay.
It's okay.
But you know what? Fat people who know they're fat, they dress appropriately. They no secrets to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
They can make themselves look good. They carry themselves well,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not ashamed of who they are
Yeah.
and how they are. The people that don't know they're fat are the Walmart people, what we call the derflingers around our house. They're wearing.
man.
If you're wearing a tube top, and
with all of this
Yeah.
out, yeah, come on.
if
dude.
you're what they call a belly shirt, if you have a belly, you should not be in a belly shirt.
No.
You don't. If you have a belly, you can't wear a belly shirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
And see, and we're allowed to say this because we are fat people.
right.
So
exactly.
you know what I mean? It's not like we're body shaming anybody.
You see people all the time like, oh my gosh,
like,
you
why
should
are
not
you
be
wearing
that?
You should.
Yes.
And it's mostly women.
Mostly
Let's
women.
be honest. It's mostly women.
Because somebody told them they look good in whatever it is that they're wearing.
Yeah,
and they've got the panty lines, they got the back boobs, they got the belly.
We're about to get in trouble for fat shaming. You know that, right? We're getting in trouble for fat shaming today.
Okay, get in trouble. Well,
But,
we're fat guys.
Yeah, we're fat.
We're
so-
allowed to talk about fat people.
Yes. I mean, I remember my sister, man, I wish I could do it the way my sister does it, but my granddad, growing up, he was the nicest man on the planet. But, certain stuff it would like get to him a little bit. And one of them would be like really heavy people at buffets and stuff or at their restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
And my sister, I can't even do it justice the way my granddad would, just like get irritated, like see like a big, like a 400 and something pound person coming to the restaurant. My granddad would be like, look at this. Now look at this. Look at this here.
Like they're not supposed to
Like
eat
they're
it
not
all.
supposed to be there.
That's funny.
And it was just, it was, man, listen, I know that trust me, I understand that we're at a different time now and certain things can't be said the way they used to be. And
right.
Certain things can't be done and certain things can't be made fun of the way they were back in the day. But some of that shit was fucking hilarious. Some of that shit was funny, dude.
And I don't think I've been traumatized, but I was bullied heavily. And
you?
It's not fun. Oh yeah, my whole life. But you know what? Back then, you could kick somebody's ass. So
you could.
if you said something to me and I grabbed you, especially kids, if you're bullying me on the playground,
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Don't let me catch you. And they'd be like, "What are you gonna do? Sit on me?" And I go, "Yeah, I am." So don't let me catch you because you might run faster than me, but I'm going to sneak up and get you when you're not paying attention. I'm going to snatch your ass up. And I typically would like throw a kid. I don't think I punched anybody. I had a few fights in school with like somebody who decided to call me the wrong name. Mm-hmm. And I go grab him and throw his ass across the playground a few times and he stopped doing that.
And then they stopped. Yeah. Damn.
Because I outweighed everybody by 100
I was
pounds.
a bigger kid at some point, so I kind of fluctuated. Like at my younger days, I was pretty small. Middle school, I got to 6th and 7th grade were when I was pretty big.
Yeah.
And I was actually just talking to my my brother's girlfriend and my sister about this earlier because we were we had the kids hunting eggs, so we were talking about candy and stuff. And I was like, there was a time in my life where I was like, I'm back to being fat now, but the first time I was fat was like 6th and 7th grade, and my dad was I played basketball and stuff, but my dad was, like I said, a professional boxer.
Yeah.
So he was always in the gym and stuff like that. And so it got in one point where I was just like ballooning and I was eating whatever. Like my breakfast sometimes would be like 3 waffles with not just the syrup on them, but powdered sugar on top of the syrup on the waffles.
I've had that many times.
I would just like, I was big. And that's back when the day when like Ponderosa used to be a restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. God, Ponderosa, Ryan's. And I could eat my ass off. And eventually my dad was like, all right, man, we got to do something about this. We got to do something about this. You got to drop some weight. You're getting fat as hell.
My mom tried. She put me on all kinds of diets and gave me like money incentives and all kinds of stuff. It just never worked. Or it would work for a little bit and then I would be right back. It was changing the habits was the hard part. But yeah, I would never, as a big person, I would never go to a buffet by myself.
Really?
Yeah, no way.
Even now?
No. I don't like restaurants, but I don't like being in a restaurant alone. Mm-hmm. And because I feel like everybody's looking at me, especially if it's like an all-you-can-eat place and I'm a big dude. Hell no, I don't like that.
I go by myself all the time.
Just like you're saying, somebody's in there going, look at this guy.
At this
he's coming back for seconds.
Yeah.
There you go. They're keeping track of how many times you go up
You know what? I love going to eat it by myself. I will take my headphones. I will get my plate, whether it's buffet or ordering or whatever. I'll put my headphones, set my phone down, throw on, Disney Plus and watch something from Marvel or watch some YouTube documentary or whatever. And I love going to eat by myself. And I don't think about when you said there was like 3 types of fat people, I feel like there's like when it comes to guys, there's a couple of different types of fat as well. And you have like normal fat.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have funny fat, like comedy fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a Chris Farley or, like those kind of fat guys that are hilarious. And it's just a part of their thing. But then you have just regular fat guys like us. Like nobody's gonna laugh, and I can't do funny things if I take my shirt off. I'm just gonna be a dad bod having fat dude. I'm not gonna be the funny fat guy. You know what I mean?
I think I was the funny fat guy.
Damn. I don't think I'm big enough to be funny. I was
accepted because I was funny and cool to get along with. I had lots of friends.
Yeah,
and so I had a circle of friends that didn't make fun of me until they got pissed, and then it would all come out.
Yeah,
but no. I broke through screen doors. I broke lawn furniture. Which is the word. Like you lean back at a lawn furniture chair and it just snaps. Or they. And I used to think I need one of those stamps on the side of the wall. Like, oh, there goes another, like a chair with a cross across it. Like there goes another one.
Yeah, I do notice like on an airplane, like when I got it. Now, thankfully, I don't need an extender. I don't need an extender on the airplane.
Right. That was like the worst.
But I do notice that I have a lot less. I have a lot less loose after I tighten mine than other people. I'm looking at like somebody's loose part comes all the way over here.
It's like a whip.
And I'm looking at mine and it's like that. I'm like, God damn it.
Must have put more seatbelt in that seat.
That one's longer. That's what it is. That one's longer than mine.
I think the extender was like my biggest fear. If
really?
I ever get on a plane and I need an extender, I'm done.
Did that ever happen to you?
No, I never got that big because being tall, even though I'm heavy, I've stretched it out, and people didn't realize how much I weighed because of how tall I am. But yeah, as a kid, your mom's like, you get to go swimming. You're at a friend's house.
Oh, dude, I don't take my shirt off.
I wouldn't take my shirt off. But then she'd like, get your towel. They're already in the pool, so here's your stuff. Get ready. You ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready to go. And I run, and the screen doors close, and I just went all the way through it. I didn't.
Well, that can happen to anybody. You don't have to be fat.
Or the screen comes flying off when I hit it,
and everybody saw it.
Of course, it makes a big clang noise, and I'm like, "Oh, great! Here comes a fat kid." And then the whale jokes, and the tidal wave, and do a cannonball.
And then everybody runs away while
they think you're gonna. Yeah, man.
I definitely do not. So I was very athletic at one point. High school, fresh out of high school, even after college, I had a pretty good build, and then. I don't know. I just started getting fat again. And so I'm definitely the dude who swims with at least a wife beater on, if not a t-shirt. And I know you go to the pool or you go to the beach, and there's dudes with their whole fucking beer belt. Like,
and they don't care.
I can't. But again, because they're funny fat. They got that big old, you know what I mean? Like they got that big old dad. Like, you think about. I don't have that. I just have flubber.
Those are the guys.
So it's different.
Dad always said, if you're proud of something, build a garage over it.
I've never heard that one before.
That was in the Army. I heard that.
But yeah,
I'm actually.
So even now, like I'm 38.
Yeah,
and I swim with a shirt on.
My boys do, although they're not really fat. They didn't take off after me completely. That was another fear having kids. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want them to be the fat kid. I don't want them to go through the life that I had. Mm-hmm. So I was always mindful of what they did. And both of them have had their moments, but they've also both, been athletic and they've been able to control it. So not so bad.
Well, I'm back in the gym now.
That's the thing.
I'm back in, but you know what? I have gym anxiety. Really? I do. I pay to go to one of the most expensive gyms in the city because I can work out in a theater. Like I can do my exercise bike or my treadmill time, my cardio.
Right.
In it, they have a cardio theater, so it's dark and they're playing movies.
Oh,
and
I didn't know. I've never been to that.
Right now I've been doing exercise bike because my knee is still messed up, and they told me like not to do treadmill so much. Mm-hmm. So use the exercise bike. So I go in there and do that. And then I love going in the sauna. But where my gym anxiety kicks in is in the weight room areas. I've never, even at my most athletic in my life, the athletic peak, I was never a big weightlifter. I could do it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't great at it. And I was never a huge, put 3 plates on there. Let's go.
Right, let's go.
And now being fat and looking the way I look, when I go in there, that on top of not really knowing what machines do what and, all that,
you need a trainer.
It throws me off. But I don't want a trainer because I don't want more attention. I want less attention. I don't want more attention. And so having to get a trainer means that person is strictly focused on me.
Well, yeah, like one time, though, to show you how everything works and what's the best reps for you.
But there's still going to be other people around when I'm learning. And I know that most people in the gym don't care. Most people are not paying attention to
well,
what you're doing.
You got to start somewhere, is what everybody says.
Yeah.
And when I started, I was just like that. So that's what they're saying.
Now, I do go in there now and again, like especially if I get to go super early in the morning or super late in the day where they're about to close.
Yeah.
And there's less people. I feel a little more comfortable. I'll get in there, hit 2 or 3 machines, do my thing, and then move on to the sauna.
So everybody else is doing plates on each side, and you're just got the bar.
Yeah, well, I don't even go to the machines with free weights. I go to the ones that you got to move the.
Because then nobody knows what your settings are unless they come and look.
So and then everybody thinks dudes that I'm cool with think that because of my size and my build, because I'm a bit stocky, even on top of under the fat, there's still muscle.
Right. Most people don't believe that.
But they think like dudes are like, oh, bro, I know you can bench, blah, blah, blah. I know you can do this. And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. I don't have like weightlifting strength. Now, I have knock you out if I punch you strength.
There you go.
I know how to punch. I will knock you the fuck out.
Right.
But I've never been like, I just look like I'm really strong, but I'm not.
But can you do like leg presses? Like you kill it on the legs? No?
I haven't done those in years.
Okay.
And I can't right now because of my knee.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I may suck at upper body strength, and I've never been a bench presser, but get on the damn leg lift.
The leg stuff I was always better.
Yeah, guys, like I kick your ass in leg lifts.
Yeah.
Like all these guys, leg presses, really. Because I've been squatting 200 pounds most of my life.
Your whole life, yeah.
So let's start there. That's just getting out of bed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could do pretty good. I mean, I haven't been to a gym. I don't like gyms. I've hated working out my entire life. I've never.
I'm paying more than I probably should. I had already stopped going to this gym because I'm be honest. I don't lie about shit. I'm not the best. In the best position financially. Yeah. So going to the most expensive gym in the city, or the second most at least, is not really conducive to my finances, but it's what I need to make me mentally feel comfortable going to the gym.
Yeah.
I could definitely be going to a Planet Fitness or something and paying $10, $15 a month. Excuse me. But I wouldn't be as dedicated because I wouldn't be as comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm sacrificing that extra $35, $40 a month to feel comfortable.
Yeah,
it's further away from my apartment than other gyms. But
I don't know what it costs, but there's a lot of the chains out here that you can go. They're open 24/7.
And that's the other thing. For the amount that we pay for the place I go to, they're open from like 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, we're paying you $50 a month. Could we at least get 24 hours?
Yeah.
There's people paying $10 a month to get 24 hours.
Well, they have a ton of people going there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know that much about that. I hated working out in the Army. Is the only time I ever really did it much, and I hated it every minute. And I was even overweight in the Army. They were trying to kick me out of the Army because of my weight. And I lost 67 pounds in basic training in 4 weeks.
Jeez,
67 pounds. Because they were making me work out twice a day, and they were only letting me eat protein and vegetables. And then when I got out of basic training, they're like, you have to maintain this weight. If you gain weight, and we know you're going to gain weight, they're going to kick you out. And I gained 10 pounds right away as soon as I left basic training. And
you brought the pastas and shit like that.
Well, yeah, I just started eating, just regular food.
That's my problem, dude. I like pasta, bread. I love sandwiches. Turkey. I will punch you in the neck for a turkey sandwich. Like, I love turkey sandwiches, and so I know that like the bread, and like I love chicken Alfredo, like the breads and the pastas and macaroni and cheese, like all that stuff. With the carbs and stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
and so that's a big part of what I eat. You know what I mean?
I don't care about that so much. I'm a big eater, so whatever I have, I'm going to load up my plate. Yeah, my plate's big, but I'm a sweets guy, and I like to finish a meal with something sweet, and I crave it. And if I see sweets, like if it's in the house or in the fridge, it's calling my name all the time. And I can't have a meal and then it starts calling me like, what's in there? What
I get cravings.
And ice cream is my favorite thing in the whole world.
Really?
And I would eat a gallon.
Just like plain just ice cream by itself.
Well, yeah, but I mean flavored ice creams.
Yeah, okay.
Like a butter pecan ice cream is my favorite, or
Superman
banana
is
pudding.
My favorite.
What is Superman?
You never had Superman ice cream?
No. What is
Dude.
Now you're going to turn me on to something
No, I
better.
swear. It's called Superman ice cream. Now, they changed it at one point because I think there was some legal stuff with DC Comics.
Yeah.
And they changed it to Galactic something. Galactic Express or Galactic
What is it?
something. But I don't know. It's the best flavored ice cream I've ever had.
And you
in my
don't know
life.
what flavor it is?
I
just
grew up
Superman
eating it.
ice cream?
Superman ice cream. That's the flavor.
my
I've never
God.
looked up what the actual flavor is.
Hey.
But they changed it to Galactic
Tell my
something
wife to
at
start the
Kroger.
car.
Kroger is one of the few places that you can still get it like in a tub. And it may not
Really?
have Superman on the label anymore.
But it's something like that galactic
and
superhero name.
It's blue, red, and yellow.
Blue, red, and yellow.
Yes.
Not my favorite
I'll pull up a picture.
colors of ice cream.
The colors, I'm telling you. And
Oh my
you
gosh.
can't really tell a difference in flavor between the colors. It's just one flavor.
It's just colored that way, yeah.
But it's so delicious. It's one of the only ice creams that I will eat plain. No, I'm the type of person, if I'm eating ice cream, it's with cake or,
like
I like
chocolate
a black,
sauce
like
or-
Oreos, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I mix
yeah.
up Oreos in my vanilla ice cream. I don't, there's very few ice creams I'll just sit and eat ice cream unless I'm going with my daughter or something,
Yeah.
We're having but Superman ice cream. I'm going to pull up a picture
I'm gonna have
for
to.
you.
I'm gonna have to go find that. I gotta
The
try
last
it anyway.
time I was able to buy a tub of it was at Kroger.
Okay, well that's where I go.
But I grew up eating Superman ice cream, and it's the most delicious.
I'm into this. It's called Halo ice cream now, and it's the entire pint is like 430 calories. The whole thing. I don't eat the whole thing anymore. I eat maybe a third of it. So I'm thinking 100-calorie treat is good. I'm doable. I can do that.
bet you it's expensive too, huh?
No, well, it's like $5 a pint. I mean, it's the same as like a Haagen-Dazs or a Ben and Jerry's. I mean, it's
That's the
similar to
sucky
that.
thing. Some of the best tasting stuff.
But it tastes
costs-
really good. It doesn't taste like like diet ice cream.
Yeah.
And the one that I'm eating right now has cherries and chunks of chocolate in it, and it's really good. I've been addicted to it, so yeah, it's great.
That sounds pretty good.
Well, there you go.
Well,
Now that we're hungry, and I gotta
yeah.
go to Kroger and get Superman ice
Dude,
cream.
you've got to get Superman ice cream. If I can find it, I'm going to send it to you, so I'll tell you where to get it. But
We're
because it
definitely
should
gonna
be
do
still
that.
at Kroger. But yeah, there we go. There's
we go.
episode 14.
Wrestling. Look, we've done drugs, sex, wrestling,
Yeah.
food, humiliation.
Have we talked about wrestling?
well, it was
today.
MMA, MMA fighting.
Yeah. We hit a bunch of topics today. We definitely did.
We cover it
and
all.
speaking of drugs,
Oh,
next time we have a story time, I feel like I'm going to share a story from my college days
Oh yeah.
that I don't even know that I told this when I was in radio. I don't think I've ever
Really?
told this story on a platform.
Really?
anywhere.
Oh, there you go.
So
I
don't want my mom to hear it.
right here.
I don't want my mom to hear it. But I mean, it's 20 years later.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But at one point in college, I had some drugs delivered to my apartment.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to tell that.
And next time we do a story episode, I'm going to share that story for the first time.
Federal
ever.
offenses.
Ever. I might have to look up this. Statute of limitations can't be 20 years on getting some drugs mailed to you.
We could do
It
federal.
can't be.
We could do a federal offense episode because I have a couple.
Oh.
I have 2 things that I did that were federal offenses. That
Really?
I got away with it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'm sure I've got more. I'd have to look into them. But thank you guys for checking us out on the Rock
Appreciate
We
you.
Live. The Rock We Live on.
The
yeah.
Rock We
I almost
Live
forgot
On.
about
There's the
I almost
name.
forgot our own name.
It's
But
a
yeah,
glorious world.
whichever platform you're listening on, thank you. A big thank you again to our TikTok followers for
Yeah.
getting us to 1,000 followers.
1,000 followers.
We appreciate you a whole lot, and we'll have more coming for you soon. Hey, thanks for checking out The Rock We Live On with Mo and Craig. Make sure you like and follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And then you can also find us
Anywhere where you listen to podcasts, we're on all platforms, or check out Spotify podcasts to watch our videos.
Thanks a lot.